Welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved, and it's time to improve the speed of this research thing. This, what is it called? Research pod assembler. If you have a look at how fast it's going, it's like 1% every few seconds. I'd like that to be faster. So what I've done is remove this rock, and now it's just shift right click to get rid of it. It gives you relatively little ores for getting rid of it, but it does give us a nice flat surface to work with. And I think I'm going to put one of the second level of these power storage blocks right here. I want to keep it in line just because I'm going to move this line and this line towards us. So we're going to take it separate from the central power hub. So if you have a look at the moment, the central power hub is feeding into this battery, which is going into this laser, into this battery, which is going down into that unit, and that's not producing power particularly fast. So given we have a lot of coal around, I thought I'd just try and do what we've done for the setup all the way over there, and I'll come back to that in a second. And we'd have an entirely independent power source. We'd just ship the coal over here or something along those lines. Okay, so to do that, we're going to need a few of the, what are they called? Parathermic generators, and that's going to need 10 copper bars for each one. Okay, and I have just used all the ones I have, so let me just grab those. 4 copper bars. Okay, we're just dependent upon the speed of that miner right there. So while that's actually building up, I thought I'd go over some of the comments we got from the last episode, and hopefully these are useful because there's plenty of really good ones. Number one is, remember when I changed these to remove only? Yeah, that means now this can't put anything into it because they're remove only, so I'm gonna have to remove these out a couple. Once these empty, I'll move everything out a couple and put belts between them. Slightly annoying, but other than that, that stops these grinders from putting stuff back into these first boxes, just to keep everything's clear. The other thing I got was a suggestion to use conveyors, and I responded saying I'm sure the conveyor turntables. I got a comment saying you should use them, but at the moment I'm trying to merge belts, and I did say in the comments that I thought that they only split belts. They take one in and split out to multiple. Someone said, no, like they can merge them, but I don't see a way of doing that. See, this one at the moment takes 3 from the right and 1 from the left, which is the unfortunate part about it. But if I use the this turntable, what's going to happen, let me just go back to this. If I have something in, it's going to let I'm going to need to drop something onto it, but it's basically going to be able to send stuff that way and then that way, and from this input. I don't see a way of using them to merge belts. If there is a way, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to use them. But for the moment, this seems the best way to merge them. However, look where the conveyor turntables should be used is if we have more than one furnace that we can use at once. So if I have, non-dedicated furnaces, like an array of them, to make it really quick to get through any ores that we have, once we speed up the ores, then cool. They'll be a really good and useful measure. Was that it from the feedback? I think it was. Other than to say, yeah, we can do various things about getting stuff from all the way down here, and we'll have to do that again. I'm just going to wait until I've got some more resources to make more turrets, I think, or do something along those lines. There are ways, I think, that you can get. It's kind of cheaty. If we go to something like this, if we use the upsloped conveyors or downsloped conveyors, I think there are ways to combine those, just use them instead of straight conveyors, and the Minox can't spawn on them, or couldn't spawn on them. So you can use them even though they're more expensive, and then you don't have to worry about guarding the belts. I'm not going to do that. I want to, have a fairly legitimate. It's assumed that they should be spawning on belts, I think. So yeah, I think we'll go for straight belts and see where we can go from there. And this is full up again with ore. Yep, there it goes. Even more ore gone from my inventory. So I'm just going to wait for me to get some more copper. And then we'll go make some more of these parathermic generators. We can make one already, and that's fine, but we're going to need more than one. Is it in my box here. Is that one of them? No, it's a smelter. Where have I put it in my hotbar? There it is, number 1. So yeah, we want to feed in coal, potentially. Coals, there is other things we can feed in, I guess. To each of these, and these are going to feed into one battery. And then we'll move that research on top of this battery, and then hopefully get lots of stuff done. So I'm going to arrange that. Let me go off camera for a minute to arrange a few things. And when we come back, we'll see what we can do about improving it. Okay, so I've got most of them moved across. I've got one underneath of these parothermic generators, and then I'm going to have 4 around the outsides. Not sure how I'm going to get coal. Oops, I'm not sure I'm going to get coal to the one underneath just yet, but you know, we'll solve those problems as we get to them. Let me just put down a floor temporarily, and then back to the parothermic. There we go. They go into the battery. This is on top, but it's going to be at floor level, so I can walk over it. And of course, that probably means I should put our output here. And are we going to just have this as remove only? Let's set the remove only for the moment. Remove only. Okay, and I guess we could start this up just by, well, we need to feed coal into these, don't we? So we need to figure out a way of getting coal through to all of these, and I'm just going to dig around them for temporarily, and of course we can put that floor back once we're done. So I am maybe going to need to use those splitters, the turntables, just to get coal in here. So let me go and lay a few belts out, and we'll see if we can get a decent layout for these. Okay, so I think I've got something that will work. I need to balance it later, speaking of factorial-like stuff. But we've got basically a splitter here using a turntable. Splits left and right, and then on the left branch we've got another splitter which will sometimes split stuff down to this parothermic generator that's underneath. Unfortunately, we'll also feed this one because it's on top. So again, balancing, I may have to rearrange the belts. Not too concerned to start with, just going to get it going. So let's just give this a go. See if everything works out. Let's just put a box in there, and for the moment let's just fill it with coal. Okay, and it's going to select one or the other, and then you can see it should be pushing that down into each of these. I need one more belt. It's one short. That's typical. I forgot to put the last belt in. Let's just grab one more belt. I've only got a couple of copper. Copper is decidedly short. There we go. Okay, so we've got 4. Are all 4 working? I think they are. So one's underneath this block here, so you can't really see it as well. But this should mean that is powering up quite a bit faster. Let's see, what are they going at? So that's 2% a second or so. Okay. We may have to look to see if we can get even faster than that. But yeah, we'll see how well that goes. And I can't really see the battery at the moment to see what the power's like in it. I guess I could take one of these out temporarily. What do you like? You're transferring power pretty much as fast as you can get it. So that's good. We want that to be the case. And where am I? Ah, there it is. Yep. Hopefully you should start up again. You do. Good. So we've got that going. We can then move some of this down there. So this should be a straightforward one to move down there because it's just disconnected from everything else. And to be honest, are you? Yeah. Okay, let's move the whole setup down, and then we'll have to figure out... I don't think either of these production lines needed power. I do remember one of the comments saying, yeah, they don't need power. So I'm going to put them in place around here, and we'll see if we can get them going. Okay, and assuming I've set this up right, see how clean that is? See, it's nice on the floor. It's not blocking us walking out all over the place, and we get everything in this hopper once it's done. It's 100% now because that coal has powered it. In fact, the one thing I need to do is just make sure I uncover wherever that coal source is. There it is. So here's where I'm feeding coal into the system. And we may well do something better than coal in a little while once we've figured it out. Here it is, sorry. Next door. These seem to be okay at transferring materials in the 1 block high space, so I quite like that as well. And I just have to figure out now just how I'm going to get coal over here. But that should be relatively straightforward compared to everything else. Pretty good. Okay, so we can do exactly the same thing we did before if we had copper. It's running so short on copper. So I think what I may even do is... Do I have a spare ore extractor? That would be interesting. Because, whoops. Ow. Where we got power coming here. How can we move that over? I guess we could move that over a little bit. Is there a difference between that kind of ore and this? Or is that just a visual effect? Anyway, we could put a couple of ore extractors down here and just connect them with lasers or maybe a common battery. Yeah, let me see if I can do that and make this a little bit faster. Okay, so we're now hooked up with automatic coal. That's coming in through here. If I just remove this top layer, you'll be able to see it. You'll see there is a conveyor belt here. And every little while, you should be able to see some coal popping along. There it is. And it comes from the same place that's supplying our CPH. Let's just put the floor back. Underneath here, I've removed this belt, put a turntable underneath, and I'm taking it straight down from this hopper and splitting it, half going to the CPH, which is fine because it's backed up, and then the rest going this way underneath this block and back over this way. So it goes into our setup here. Of course, right now I'm short on copper. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, I actually missed placing one last block over there. Just in case you don't miss it, I put it in my inventory. It wasn't in a hotbar. The extruder plant, so it's one further back out. So it's extruding ingots into wire into coils into PCBs, and PCBs are going to go in there. So I should have enough now to put a few more of these in. I didn't want to rotate them. I want to add them. There we go. And off it goes. Now, I think I've already got enough for 2 of the rows of the laboratory. Where's the lab? How many of them have I got? I've got 18. I need 27. So I need another 5 of those basic experimental pods. We've got enough to sort the power out. We just need more copper. Are you working yet? Oh, you are working. Yep. As you can see, it's powering down, but we're getting quite a lot of power from underneath it. So as you can see, it's pretty fast. Well, it should be pretty fast. It's certainly not depleting power, so that's the first thing. The rest, however, well, I guess it has to wait for PCBs, so we've got to deal with that as well. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep feeding copper into this until I get enough for 27 laboratory pieces. And there is a bit of a problem with this setup in that it's not going to add them to this. And okay, so this line can add to here, but so can this, because they're shared. It's nice and compact, but that's a bit of a problem. So if I made this remove only, that would be fine, except this belt couldn't then add to it. So yeah, that's a bit inconvenient. We'd have to move everything out a little bit more and put sort of, we'd have to move, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just because it irritates me. I want them all to go. And of course, the other thing is that it pops into the wrong place. The coal is getting popped into that box as well. I don't want it there. Where was I going to grab? It's the PCBs I want to grab. Put them back in. And what I'll have in here, we have some plates. Let me just actually set this back up. And we're going to have to move things a little bit, but not too much. Let's just move E3. And then what we're going to do is have to have a box there. And there, I think. Okay. And then we need to make a couple more conveyors. Oops, need to remove the lab filter. Conveyor belt. I need some copper. That'll do. Conveyor belt. Because this seems to happen in other places as well, so it's worthwhile showing this at least once. And 7. Okay, so we want the conveyor going that way. One going that way. And then these two can have the whole production line queued behind them, hopefully. Let me just put the other box in. Is it 3 or 4 on this side? Well, we're about to find out. We'll just do it backwards. There we go. So coiler plant, assembling plant, PCB assembling plant is last. Coiler is next to last. And then extrusion plant can go there. So that is going to remove one in. And then on this side, we do the same thing. And we just put a, what's the last plant? It's going to be in one of my inventory slots. There it is. There we go. Will that work? Or does it need one more space to dump out onto these? Let me just, oops. We need to put something in here, don't we? So this side is going to be PCBs. Do I have any PCBs? Yep, let's put you in here. And it's still putting coal in this thing. Stop putting coal. No, I don't want coal. Ah! I need to rearrange this again. Okay, so unless we get more blocks later, I don't think I can completely solve this. I moved belts further down to avoid the coal. The coal was basically getting pulled onto this belt because there was a hopper underneath it. So both of these lines now work just fine. However, this block will put the product into one of these two. And I had a look around for some other stuff we can make to solve that one. There is a block called a conveyor belt filter. It looks like this. So I could put that on top of this hopper, but there doesn't appear to be a category in here that allows for me to extract the research components, but not also extract the copper plates as well. So you can't set it to say, hey, only extract this one item like you can in Factorio. So that's a bit of a problem. And I've got a similar problem over here on the other side with these. I removed the grinders, but we got the same problem. Even if I set these back to add and remove, I can't just feed a belt into the grinders. It doesn't seem to work. I wish it did. Let's just put these down. So I wish I could just say, hey, look, let's just put these down. And I wonder if oh, well, unless this does work, I don't think it does. No, see, they don't do anything. You can't feed them in. You have to feed them into a storage hopper. Unfortunately, if you feed them into a storage hopper, these can put their output back in the storage hopper again. I want it all to go that way. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of doing that. We might have more luck here than we do over there, though, because the construction paste is a crafted product, I think. And we can use the filters to say, I want to extract a crafted product that we couldn't do otherwise. There it is, 9. So if I had, that's an interesting one. Let's just get rid of these for a second. Yeah, I'd need to have a filtered down and have it so that it was maybe after the grinders and then after a hopper. So if we did that, how are we going to extract it all, put it back into the grinders? Yeah, there's much the same problem here in that, unless this is, let me just get through this. Will it extract the all types? Yeah, it will. So all works. So let's just remove that for a second and put a belt back. So it can pull from this hopper let's have a look what's in the hopper. So we got organic, we've got the construction paste in here. So I could extract above here or below ground, probably below ground at the end of the day. But if I go through the various other types, just one by one, see what it's going to actually extract on. It doesn't let me extract just the paste. So that's kind of annoying. So yeah, if I press E again, it will go back to all types. So I can't seem to do that. So anything else we can do? I don't think there is. You know, I would have to be able to extract a specific item, and maybe that's something that we can research later on. Or have, you know, some way of pulling... I need an inserter from Factorio. That's what I need. I need a filter inserter. Oh, that's so annoying. Alright, I will figure out a way around this if it kills me, but maybe not this episode. Let's carry on. Okay, so I now should have enough of those experimental pods, thanks to the setup, to craft the last set, which means 27 laboratory components. And I guess I can put those on my hotbar somewhere. Let's put them there. And this is going to be 3 by 3. Now, if I can solve the problem here with these at some point, I'm probably going to want them nearby to this. This is how, you know, this is what the laboratory uses, apparently. So let's just remove a few blocks for the time being. And let's put down the laboratory. We've got to power it as well, of course. So that's something I have to think about where I'm pulling the power from. Maybe down there from this power source. We'll see. Okay, and of course it's probably going to only be able to pull it in. Oh, a very power hungry. Think big. A single power thermic generator won't be enough to power it. Maybe a dozen. Yeah, I don't think I have the coal for that just yet, but at least not the coal supply. So yeah, we're gonna... Oh, actually... There is a hopper right underneath there that has coal in it. There you are. So yeah, I guess I could pull back out from that hopper, and then we could try and put some power underground on this thing. Down here somewhere. Yep, so we could either put batteries down here or something along those lines and pull coal back out from one of these lines. It's possible. Anyway, let's press E. Experimental analyze mode experiment. We can choose any one of the things that we want to go for. Basic logistics seems like the one that we want to go for. And of course, that's going to need 25 basic experimental pods, which is exactly why I built this setup now. I don't want to have to deal with manually ladling stuff in, if possible, for too much longer. So we're going to have to figure out how to get stuff into there. That's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to need to power it up first, I think. But in the meantime, we just need more and more copper. It seems like it's the you know, Factorio needs iron so much. FortressCraft seems to need copper. It's okay, but it's not too abundant. Yeah, at least not for me. I need to go and put more ore extractors down, I think. And yeah, it does look like that that visual effect on the ore blocks is just to do with, as it actually goes through the ore, it will turn them into a different block, color and type, etc. So yeah, you can see the difference between that one and that one. If I super dig on one of them, it will turn that color, I think. So yeah, that's fine. How fast are these going? Drill rate 400%. Shouldn't that be 800%? Okay, it might help if I put a drill motor in both of them. Because I picked them up. Yeah, I need another drill motor. I picked them up to get faster production, then I put them both back down. And they're both half of the existing one, so I didn't get any faster production. Let's get another drill motor on the go. Drill motor. And you're going to need copper. Of course you're going to need copper. Everything needs copper. One more copper and then we'll be able to get done. So we've got the laboratory up. We do need to connect these two up, which means I need to go and do some research on figuring out how we connect these hoppers to that without stripping out all these components as well. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge, at least until we've researched some more. I just need one more, didn't I? Hopefully that's done. Yep, it is. Craft one of those, and that should at least help with our copper problem. Pop down here. And in you go. We could also look at a cutter head. I'm not sure if we can upgrade those yet, though. I think that may be something we have to research. So let's go and take a look. at any remaining, not the manufacturing. In fact, yeah, let's just see if cutting is in here. No, just a hydrojet cutter. So, do we have any recipes that we can go for? Induction charger? Nope. Storage crates might be useful. I did get a comment saying that we can combine those into multi-blocks. So that is, in fact, we just researched that. It's only 1 point. We will need the iron gears and servo motors, so I may as well just research those recipes. And lightweight machine housing, and we can look at macerators, I guess. That's 12, though. Starting to get a bit more expensive. The projects. What do you give me, if anything? Organic power storage, organic cutter head. Interesting. So if we take you and then recipes, do I get a cutter head in here maybe, or is it just made now? Because if it can be made, that might be better. Organic? No. Okay. Do I need something else to make to? 1 second. Yeah, I can't quite find where that organic cutting head's gone. Maybe it needs something else to be researched first, but in the meantime, this coal enricher does look good. Converts a macerator using glands from wasps and slimes. Well, we're already gathering slime stuff to get double the energy from burning coal. That seems like a pretty good thing to have. Interesting. Let's just take a quick look at it. Okay, uses... okay, so it processes regular coal into enriched coal. And presumably we can just burn that, so we can just put that in between our ore extractor over here and wherever else is using coal. That seems like a good thing to do. Let's head back, research it. We've got 2 points left, but I guess we've got to scan other things. And let's see, enrich. Coal enricher, we need macerators, charged PCBs, which I've got some of. Organic rock, which we've got a little bit of. But also some pristine phosphorescent glands. So that is going to be useful as well. We're getting that from the slime farm. So we do need a macerator for this. So what does it take to make a macerator? Hopefully nothing... do I have to research that as well? I guess I do. I've only got 1 point left though. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So I had a bit of an explore, see if I could actually scan for anything for the macerator to grab it. Unfortunately, no, I haven't found anything anywhere nearby that I can scan. So I may have to head deeper underground for that to get more research points. That's okay. I think we'll do that next episode. What I'd like to do is probably rip up the floor here. Or even, yeah, around here probably. And build an underground plant for the enriching of coal. Then we can feed the output of that back towards the CPH and back into this system and get more out of our existing coal. That seems like a good thing to do. Again, if you have any comments or in particular how to solve this problem, maybe it's later in research or maybe that problem isn't solvable. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, do let me know and we'll go from there. So next episode, we'll get the laboratory up and running. It just means I need more copper, so that's just going to be fairly boring, me just putting more extractors down to fill up this line and get it producing copper as much as possible. Alternatively, what I could do is reroute it so that that is for iron and the copper is going to go to here, whereby it's more efficient. And yeah, that means we don't use as much copper ore up. So I think I probably will do that. I think I'll change those over because we've got plenty of iron, at least for the moment. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. Lots of setting up of this system again, but also getting a really, really high power setup here for, or at least for this stage of the game, for this research pod assembler. And then next we'll want to feed that out, and this is why I'd like to solve the problem. So we're just feeding one thing out towards our laboratory where we'll have another fuel setup probably underneath to get power to it. Okay, if you've got any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching, as always.